to a real fight wasn't right. Where can she dream here?
How's it going, everyone? It's Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the pACT channels. It is Wednesday, the 12th of, April already. That's crazy. That means that we're getting closer to the 13th of April. Please forgive me. I'm a little goofy today. The wife and I actually joined a gym yesterday. So me being the fat guy that I am, I'm hurting in places that I didn't know I had places. And those places that I knew where I had places, those are really hurting a lot. So, but we want to thank Vasa Gym here in Greeley for supporting what we do here at Community Pay It Forward. They're going to be helping us do a couple things, so I greatly appreciate that. But hey, you know what? If you ever want to play racquetball and you're awake at 5 o'clock in the morning, come and see me. Come down to the Vasa Gym and join me. We can play racquetball. I really suck at it, but you know what? It's fun to watch a fat guy bounce off a glass wall. We all know that's true. So, hey, we've got a couple things going. We have our weekly show, our monthly show with Mr. Les Simpson that we're going to be getting started on here real quick. He's got a video he's going to be showing you tonight with one of his mentors, with one of the people who he works with, trying to make your life a little bit better. And then we're going to bring back and we're going to replay a show about finances. Not just finances, but the stock exchange. And what we want to do with this show is we want to take and we're going to be having a show once a month with this lady as well here coming up. But what we want to do is we want to take and we want to make sure that that people understand how the stock exchange works. Why all of a sudden do things happen the way they happen and everybody's freaking out, and what you can do to make sure that your stocks are as safe as they can be. Look, for you to get rich on the stock exchange, you gotta take chances. You can't sit there in a little bubble and think everything's going to be okay. I mean, for every time that there's an apple that you invest in, sorry, but there's going to be an Enron. There's going to be something like that that's going to happen. So you just gotta, you gotta ride with the ebbs and flows, but just make sure that you don't. It's like everything in life, like moderation. But you got to do it to what your plans for your life are, and that's what we're going to be talking about here in a little bit. So that's going to be the beginning of the next hour. But I want to get started right now, and I want to bring up the host of the first hour of pACT, Mr. Les Simpson. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, like I was saying earlier, good.
Very sore.
Yeah, pretty sore. So, I walked a mile today on a treadmill, and I'm not sure if my legs have stopped moving yet. They're not used to doing that. So, I do. I walk into a place when I'm wearing shorts and people ask me, they start looking around for the chicken I rode in on because I have very little leg muscles. So, but yeah, other than that, it's been a pretty decent week. We didn't have any cable here in cable or internet here in Greeley yesterday. Comcast decided to do an upgrade, and so I got a day off yesterday, and so I guess boredom leads to joining a gym. So that's kind of what happened there. But so what new news do you have for this week, Les?
Okay. Well, first off, I'm going to be doing two things tonight. I'm going to let you watch a video of Dr. DeBrincat. Now, he, first off, is known worldwide as a good news doctor. And second, he is in charge of introducing this technology to doctors worldwide. And He has quite a story, and he's going to share some of it with you. But the other thing I'm going to be doing is after that, I want to let everybody know the tremendous possibilities, business opportunities that this is going to be bringing, because we actually represent a company, Biogenics, that is international, and they actually own 6 anti-aging companies, which he's also going to tell a little bit about that, and I will tonight. But this is some huge opportunities, because what we basically do are bringing together a new era in healthcare. Now, when you say a new era in healthcare, that's a pretty good thing, or a pretty hard thing you're going to have to back up. But that's exactly what we do. And that's where Dr. DeBrincat just has a way of telling things. He's so human, even though he's a doctor, except for the fact that his information and experience, you wouldn't know he's a doctor. He's a friend. And that's one of the things that are so important in this type of business, is helping the practitioners and their clients like a friend. And he has his own health history, so it's really kind of interesting. But and then, of course, anybody that has any questions in the chat while this is going on, or afterwards when I present, when you see what we do, and if you want to be part of it, I'm going to let you know the possibilities. So if you want to go ahead and start the video, and I do want to know if anybody after this thinks it's boring. Let me know, because I would be surprised. But I like everybody's opinion of what they saw after this.
All right. So, and remember, you can always leave a comment on whatever you're watching, unless of course you're on the website, and then it's a little hard to leave a comment. But you can always find us on any of our Facebook pages, on LinkedIn. You can find us on Twitter, and so there's one more, and YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Geez, YouTube's one of the biggest ones, and I forget that. So, and if there's one person that somebody has in their Rolodex who should be watching this video, who would it be? Who would you tell people, hey, look, if right now, if you know have them turn on to the pACT channel and watch this video?
It would actually be their practitioner, because what they're going to learn tonight is they need this scan, and they need it badly to find out what their system is doing, because this is life and death. And that's exactly what this video is about, is the systems in our body that if they don't work right, we don't work right. And so that's the first, is a practitioner. And the next is any person has a lot of connections in the medical fields. And you're going to be able to connect me to them and actually get paid for all the things that they do. So those are the two things. And as you'll see also, the people that want to actually affiliate marketers that want to work with doctors, because we have a phenomenal pay program that I've never seen anything like it. So.
Well, and remember that anytime that you lead to any purchase of any of these items that Les is talking about, you also get to donate a portion to people in the community who need your help. They give us a referral, and that at least 80%, up to 90% of that referral goes to people in the community who need help. So we're going to stop. We're going to sit back, and here's a video that Les is going to be sharing with us with Dr. Mark DeBrincat. And it's about 20 minutes long. We will see you as soon as this video is over. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and we will get to them as soon as we're back.
All right, so when we talk about true health, most people are talking about diet, exercise, sleep. it gets even smaller.
Okay, I guess that we're having an issue. Let me do this again. We're going to have to start this over again. Apparently, the button came undone. So let me go through this. Share tab audio. Okay, well, it should be there. Aha! They tricked me. That's what happened. So here we go. This is at Dr. Mark DeBrincat. Sorry about the issues. Here we go.
All right, so when we talk about true health, most people are talking about diet, exercise, sleep. I've heard so many different aspects of what our true health really is, but I haven't heard many people talk about electrical potential. And we are bioelectrical beings. And so tonight's talk is going to focus a little bit on that electrical potential. But before I get into that, I need to explain how narrow our margin of life truly is. Our heartbeat needs to beat around 60 to 100 times a minute. And if it goes too less or too more than that, we're not going to survive very long at that rate. Our oxygen saturation needs to be around 95 to 100%. If it goes too much less than 95%, again, we're not going to survive too long without it being in the right range. Our body temperature, it gets even smaller of a range. Only 2 degrees we have to fluctuate before it creates just too much stress on our cells. And then if you want to even get narrower, by the time we get to our body's pH, now we have even more of a narrow range of 1/10 of the pH is all we have the ability to fluctuate, or we will die. We cannot hold oxygen in our blood if it varies more than 1/10. So we truly do have a very narrow margin of life. Now, when we talk about our human cell, our cells are super tiny, 7 to 10 nanometers. A nanometer is a billionth of a meter. But this is the powerhouse that makes it all happen. And in fact, it operates with a charge on our cells of 70 to 100 millivolts. Well, what does that really mean? Well, given the capacity, it means it's giving a charge of about 10 million volts per meter. That's amazing that we have that much power in a single cell in our body. And they're so tiny that we would have to stack up 5,000 cells to make 1 inch, to put that into perspective. And yet in that one little tiny cell, 7 billionth of a meter, it holds the power of 10 million volts per meter. That's truly amazing. And without that power, there is absolutely no life. All the molecules, all the minerals, the proteins, the carbohydrates, all of that's still present. But without the power, without the voltage, life doesn't exist. We need power and voltage to live. Okay? Now, the health of our cells, according to this Nobel Prize winner, Otto Warburg, has to live around 70 to 100 millivolts, like I just mentioned. Ironically, our heart cells have the highest charge out of all the cells in our body. It always maintains between 90 and 100 millivolts. Kind of important. Out of all the tissues, the heart's the one that never rests. And the heart cells have to maintain the highest voltage because they have the most important job out of all the function of all the cells in our body. Now, it also proved that if you have a chronic illness or chronic fatigue, unilaterally, those patients lost between 30 and 50 millivolts in their charge in every cell in their body across the board. So that means their average cells are only charged between 50 and 70 millivolts with a chronic illness. And then worse than that, is if you have cancer, your cells hold between a 15 and a 20 millivolt charge. So it's like a battery with like no charge left on it at all. And so it has a very low potential, is what we call that. So if we think about a battery and cellular communication, the ability for a cell to communicate is 100% dependent on the potential it has to get the job done. Now, when we look at a cell or a battery, it has a positive and a negative pole. And if you just hold one pole to the light bulb, zero potential, because inside that battery, it's divided. You got positive electrons on one side of the inside of the battery and negative electrons on the other. And the positive electrons alone do nothing. There's no potential by themselves. Turn it over and hit the negative electrons on the other pole, no potential there either. But when you can connect both of them together, you create all sorts of potential. Okay? And so that's where the energy comes from. So healing is a matter of charging up our cells back to where they're fully charged. So think of a flashlight. When you put a brand new battery in that flashlight, that light is going to shine super bright. Now, the longer you use that and the light starts to dim, it'll never be much with those batteries at least. And of course, just like us, as we age, we never fully have the potential we did when we were young. Okay? And if we have a really bad lifestyle, we're just going to age that much faster. Okay? We're just tearing through our potential even quicker than somebody that takes care of their lifestyle. So this graph right here is really going to paint the picture for you to really make it all make sense. Our body's pH, remember how he said the blood pH has to stay within the most narrowest margin in order to have potential, in order to hold oxygen? Well, the pH is synonymous with the voltage potential. So the further we get away from neutral, the lower our potential becomes. So just like the battery, the more acidic we get, the lower the charge on the battery. Or the more we get, the lower the charge on the battery. Same for our cells. The more sugar we eat, the lower the charge on our cells, and the more acidic our cells become. Or the more alkaline or the more inflammation in our body we get, the lower the cell's potential becomes. So we basically just have two kinds of stress in our body, and that's it. We deviate from normal and from neutral and from healthy in two directions. We're either going to lean towards oxidative stress, which we consider rusting, which is like weight gain, degeneration, cognitive decline, blood flow issues, sugar imbalances. That's when we have too many positive electrons in our body and we're too acidic. Or we deviate towards inflammation stress, and that's a reactive state. This is skin issues, autoimmune issues, irregular or angry cells, breathing issues, hormone imbalances. And again, it's just too many of the negative electrons in our body creating inflammation. We don't have the counterbalance. And so we're too far away from homeostasis, the other direction. Both stresses are equally harmful because we're not at homeostasis and our cells just lost its potential. We have no ability to fight. You ever wonder why we never see heart cancer? It's because our heart cells have 90 to 100% potential, even when the rest of our body has 10 to 15%. Our heart cells can't afford to have low potential, or your heart won't work and you'll die. And so the rest of our body can suffer. Your heart's not going to suffer. Okay. It needs to keep pumping. And so the rest of your body can deviate from normal. Your heart cells won't. And so why do we have such imbalances in our body? Lifestyle, huge role in our body's vascular system, particularly the foundation of our health, which is our glycocalyx. This is our body's grounding mat. Okay? This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where your blood cells literally deliver all the oxygen and the nutrients to your tissues. This is where life happens. This is where life has to happen for you. And this is where you're going to see how well your lifestyle has been working for you. This is where the redox signaling molecules bind to, let's say, your soccer field, the lawn, in essence, which makes up the largest surface area out of any organ in your body. It's equivalent to a soccer field. Okay? And if you have the grass here, you can actually function. This is the foundation of your health. And we need the grass in order to make this function. So my question is, what does your terrain look like inside your body? What's your lifestyle been? Or name a body man-made that doesn't sustain life? So I ask you again, what does your terrain look like? You have the surface area of a soccer field. Are you just getting nutrients from patches of pieces here and there? Okay, we have a product called endocalyx that is literally designed to restore, rejuvenate, and regrow that foundation of your health that needs to be every square inch of your soccer field. It needs to be the part of your body that's going to protect the wall, that's going to allow the nutrients in and the toxins out, and that's going to facilitate the movement of blood through there. It's going to literally help restore that soccer field, your body, to allow your body then to be grounded. We also have technology called Sedona Pro. And the Sedona Pro gives you the ability to literally recharge your grounding mat. And it can recharge it in a way that allows your body then to conserve all the energy that you're using in a single day just to take you from outside of homeostasis and get you to that neutral zone. Currently, you are exhausting your entire body weight in energy every day to charge your cells and to get your cells back to that neutral zone. Wouldn't it be nice to have a device that can do it for you, that can take you from those extremes, and in less than 30 minutes, particularly even 12 minutes, can take you from the extremes and bring you right to homeostasis? And then all of the energy that your body makes all day long, it can be used to heal and allow you to thrive in homeostasis and not just exhaust all your energy getting there, only to get there and then fall away and try to use all your energy tomorrow to get there again. Most people exhaust all their energy to try to find homeostasis and don't have anything left over to do the healing when they get there. Now we have technology that can regrow the floor, that can give you that whole new soccer field so that you never fall that far away from homeostasis. And we have technology that can charge your energy. Did you know half the energy you make all day, every day, is only to charge the outside layer or the energy that's within the layers of your cell wall? Just to keep those cells charged? Half of that energy is just to charge your cell walls. You won't have to use that half anymore. The PEMF technology charges it for you. Now, again, you have all that leftover energy to thrive, to get that leg up on the healing that you needed to do. You won't have to walk barefoot on the grass for an hour a day to get the electrons from the earth to ground yourself like we've needed to do for centuries to have that type of healing. Who has the hour a day to go find the grass to ground ourselves on or a beach to walk on? We're too insulated from the earth. Our earth is too polluted with too many things on the surface of the earth that we don't get that good grounding. So in summary, health is nothing but an energy game at the cellular level. When we have energy, and if we don't have energy, we get sick. A healthy glycocalyx is absolutely imperative to maintaining a grounded body. And the PEMF therapy can bring us to homeostasis so we don't have to exalt all of our energy getting there, and we can use all of our energy to thrive and to heal our bodies and to get a leg up on these issues that have been keeping us down and keeping us from living the ultimate life of our dreams. So that's it. Life is about energy, and the more we have, the healthier we are. Now we have two amazing tools to help keep us healthy and maintain health like we've never seen before. So that's it. I mean, that's fast, it's easy, and it's an energy game, guys. It's ATP. You're making it, and you're making it daily. And you're just making it to try to find homeostasis, okay? We make so much ATP to just get us from these outside edges and to try to get close to center. And we're never really making the connection between voltage potential and pH. So we know pH is important. Do you realize that when you're eating crackers and breads and sugars and all this stuff that didn't grow from the ground, all you're doing is making your body strip the calcium from your bones to buffer it back up. I mean, you have to have a give and take. You can't just keep putting acid in your body and expect your blood to stay at 7. Okay, you have to have something else to counterbalance that. Okay, so you're going to strip it from somewhere and wonder, how did I get osteoporosis at such a young age? You've been ripping calcium from your blood for years. Okay, and now you're finally catching up to you. Doesn't have to be. We have amazing products that are going to help us tap into that foundation and the fountain of youth, they're calling it, right? And they're all tied together. It's so amazing how unique they are and how one feeds the other. We truly have the glycocalyx. I mean, just the grass. I mean, that's what I woke up this morning thinking about, is just an old barren soccer field. It's like, how many people, if they could really see their glycocalyx, they'd be really disappointed at how little they have and how much damage they really have. I mean, when you get your score and you got 4, 5s, and 6s all in the red, I'm picturing that first image you saw of a soccer field that's just all muddy and dirt everywhere, little patches of grass. There's not a whole lot of health going on inside people that just don't have a lot of glycocalyx. And then all of a sudden, 8 months down the road, everybody's all in the green, flourishing. Okay, your body's designed like it's supposed to be working now. I mean, that's our goal. And let's face it, they're saying that we're supposed to be walking barefoot on the grass, like for an hour a day. I don't have an hour to go do that. Okay. I need to be like, if I'm going to do an hour, it's going to be exercising, doing cardio, get my heart rate up, not just strolling on the grass or walking on the beach. Okay. But it's just not as convenient and it's not realistic. I'd rather lay for 12 minutes on my mat. And that's another thing that I heard, and I'll confirm that. But if you're just picking a single frequency on the Sedona and not doing a range, you only need to go for 12 minutes. You don't need to do a whole 30 minutes. Okay, when you're doing a range or a sweep like 8 to 70, you're going to do 30. Okay, ideally. But if you're just picking a certain frequency for a certain tissue, you can just do a 12-minute session for that. Yeah, and the grass is probably full of Roundup. That's what Amy said. And you're right, Amy. I was told when I first moved here to Florida, don't walk barefoot in the grass down here. There's parasites and there's all these chemicals that are very dangerous for you. And it's crabgrass anyway. It's not like Michigan grass where I grew up. And so you don't want to be walking barefoot in it down here. And I thought, well, that's depressing. How am I going to get grounded? Oh, yeah, we got PEMF electrolytes. I mean, when you learn about PMF and how amazing benefits are, it's just flat out reckless not to have one. You're not it every day, and you're just not healthy. You're not. Does anyone else have one?
Okay, Les. Well, welcome back. That was really interesting. I got two questions that were asked that I really want to ask you about. One was a question that I actually thought of, but somebody else sent me a message and asked me to ask you about. And he mentioned that the heartbeat in the very beginning of the program, he mentioned the heartbeats being in between, what was it, 80 and 100 beats per minute? And if it goes up and over, that's dangerous. Well, what about when you work out? And the reason I was thinking about this morning is my wife pointed out that I had my heart rate up to 133. And, that's, so, if.
That's why he said that if it continues at that, then there's a problem.
Oh, okay.
But we're designed for our heart to beat very quick when it's trying to fill all the muscles with blood. And so when we relax, that's the answer. As long as it doesn't continue that way a long period of time, otherwise it'll completely wear out your body.
Okay. And then the other one was actually more of a comment, and it was this person is one of my paranormal friends who believes in the, I don't want to say witchcraft, but it's kind of the witchcraft thing, and the whole grounding. That's weird how grounding is something, barefoot on natural earth, how scientifically we found out that's actually a good thing. So that was something that I just wanted to point out, and this friend of mine had mentioned, because there's a lot of, like, my wife is works with stones and natural energies and stuff like that, and she'll take, and if she's not feeling great, she'll go walk around barefoot in the yard.
Okay.
And it'll make her feel better. So
yeah, because the earth's energy is designed to keep our cells, and as long as the body isn't sick, that can help. When the body has 240 frequencies of all the different tissues that every different type of cell needs to make it work right. And so the ones basically from the earth is just one set of frequencies to kind of keep a healthy person healthy, as long as you do it an hour and a half a day. And as long as you make sure there's no, like he said, parasites, chemicals, or whatever. It kind of shocked me when he said in Florida, they warn people not to walk in the grass. Whoa.
Yeah, that's kind of a little different, because there's one place, if I'm going to visit Florida, I'm going to want to walk around in the grass and on the beach, and I mean, it's not like that's on my bucket list, but I know that my wife wants to go there, so I'm pretty sure I'll end up there. But yeah, I found that a little humorous myself. What you wanted to go in a direction after we watch this video. Why don't you go on ahead and you take us where
Sure.
you wanted us to go?
Sure. I'm going to share a PowerPoint, because what I want to do,
Yeah.
now that you've seen some of the phenomenal things that we do, I want to, let's see here, share screen. Where is it? Practice. Let's see, window. There it is. Slideshow, because I really want to invite people to join us in this journey of the complete new era of healthcare that we're bringing in. And the first thing in this video has to play as a disclaimer. Okay, now this is also a disclaimer. Since we're going to be talking about a business opportunity, we really need to let you know on this disclaimer. All the numbers I'm going to give you, we can actually prove and verify upon request. However, we cannot say any level of success can be claimed by you, because we don't know what you're going to do. We don't know what your skill sets are. We don't know if you're going to sit in front of the TV all night. We don't know. But we do know if what it can produce. And Biogenics owns 6 different anti-aging companies, and these are here. Any questions on him, I'll be glad to answer them. Now, first off, we work through professionals, practitioners, and people that are considered experts in their field. And of course, we understand that when we have technology and nutraceuticals that have the potential to dramatically change healthcare, they need to know about it. But we also must communicate this in a way that remains compliant. And we do believe the healthcare professionals have the greatest impact on introducing tools. One of the things you hear all the time out there is these things do this, that thing does this. We have testimonies. We have 1,000 testimonies. But everything that we have has been proven clinically. And that's what practitioners and specialists are looking for, not just the new kid on the block. And we do strive to create a team of partners to support our practitioners brand. And the most important part that you're going to hear tonight is our brand partners that actually work with the practitioners. And that's called a practitioner brand partner. Now, that person is the support for the reseller. Doctors are one reseller. I'll get into others. they're trained to blend our brand with the practitioner, to go in and learn their practice and us blend it in. And of course, they're the first contact for all support. We have 1,000 cameras, for instance, going out this month. We don't want 1,000 doctors calling us and saying, hey, I need some help. That's what the brand partner is for. And introducing marketing campaigns to the practice, train the staff, teach classes, track the practice statistics, manage patient flow, all the different things that a practice does. This person, and we pay them very well, they actually earn 20% of the commissional volume from the practices. We'll get into that in a second. Now, what are the qualifications we're looking for? First off, administrative capabilities. To be able to handle basic computer skills, problem solving, solution oriented. They're really the friend next door that wants to help, that wants to design, that wants to move them forward. And they're good at customer service on the phone, troubleshooting. And they're also an educator and a trainer, because they're going to be working with the practitioner's clients to teach them how to use the systems and marketing and so forth. And they are definitely nurturers, help the staff and patients' questions and concerns. The training program, GlycoCheck online certification courses, everything's online. So anybody can do it anywhere in the world. Practitioners, brand partner training, how we actually support the practice. Private training with the sponsor, and special invitation only events. Now, how are they paid? First off, every time they sell a GlycoCheck camera, they get $2,300. And then if they're the Sedona that he was mentioning, the mat, they get $800 for that. And a stem well, which is designed for back injury support, they get $2,000 for that. So we pay them very nice, but that's only the first part. Next is they're going to get a commission on every single time that doctor uses that camera. They're going to get $7 a scan, and also for the commissions paid for the supplement itself, $6 a bottle. And we'll show you how that come out of that very quickly. And a relative commission from the company itself for supporting multiple practices. So if a clinic is performing 40 reports per week, then the clinic earned $43,000. And so needless to say, we're not talking chump change here. Any practice would love to add natural medicine and get that type of return. But the person that's supporting them, they're getting $3,000. And we're talking 3 or 4 hours a month as far as support once you get them going. Pretty good pay. Now, if you're not familiar with affiliate marketing and you are actually the medical device salespeople, then we really have a spot for you. If you know medical device salespeople, let them know about this. You're going to get paid for it, and I'm going to show you how in a minute. They're used to supporting doctors, and if that's all they want to do and not build a practice, they can earn some very good money. We'll get into that. But what happens, first off, they're their own boss, and this can be part-time. If they're servicing doctors, they don't have to quit their other job. They make their schedule. They support the clinics from home. After onboarding support, like I said, it's 3 or 4 hours per practice. So if they're at 12 practices, we're only looking at 36 hours a month. The rest of it is their time. And train other reps to do the same you're doing, and then you get paid for that. And I'll go into that in a minute. Now, the practitioner we call a coordinator. That's a position in the company as far as a paid position. Practitioner or reseller. And I'm also going to mention our biggest ones are doctors, but we're going to be having a lot of private clubs that really want this camera and this technology for their members. Sports clubs, professional sports teams and so forth. So if you have connections into those, listen carefully. Now, for them to qualify or meet the 3,000 PV is needed per month for the person to qualify for bonuses. And that consists of one Sedona, one Stimwell. Any of these, all of these qualify at 3,000. So you might have one of each and it would do it. 86 glycocheck reports with no supplements. Or with the supplements, 25 patients, double dose. The 50 means if they sold it in their office. We also have online where the patients can buy a body-brain bundle. For instance, we have endogenics, which has been proven to handle mood swings and so forth. And it's actually being tested out by special forces for PTSD with extreme results. And the restore bundle, this is when a person has really messed up, the camera says, so we double endocalyx and we put all these other things in, which I won't get into that much detail at this point. Sedona face mask, this is a big one. This is a PMF device that goes on the face. It's self-contained. So if you have a teenager that has acne, this is the situation. It's $500. It also handles the wrinkles of age. It also helps you sleep. And the last but not least, if you have a damaged face from an accident, this gets rid of the swelling. Again, all of this, any one of these qualify for the 3,000. So if they're doing all these throughout the month, you can see how easily they'd make 3,000 because any one of these is 3,000. Compensation. This is where it gets interesting. If you're supporting all the clinics personally, and let's say the clinic has 40 reports a month, then you're making $760. If it's a more aggressive clinic that has 40 a week, you're making 3,000. But let's say there's a lot of clinics out there that have many clinics. Let's say they have 3 clinics. They're doing 480 reports. You're now making 9,000 a month. And let's say they have 6 clinics. Now you're making 36,000 a month. And again, like I said, this is the new era of healthcare. And we have all the stuff that shows doctors that they need to be doing this.
Hey, Les, let me stop you right there.
Sure.
Let me stop you right there real quick. And wow, we've got terrible echo. Sorry about that. But if you walk into somebody and you say, hey, we've got this glyclex, am I right on that?
Glycocheck.
Yeah. And do you actually want them going and doing that, or do you want them to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to introduce you to somebody who can come in and talk to it? You're not going to want somebody like me coming in talking about a supplement.
Well, if you are brand partner training, you know what you're talking about when you're done, when you're certified with it. The only doctors right now you can contact is when you personally know or a friend refers you. Once you're certified, you will be very comfortable to talk about it. And for instance, we have a brochure that shows the supplement and and especially if the person brings this brochure in and says, doctor, I would really like to have this scanned. Would you contact these people and see how you can give it to me? And so that really is a door opener. First off, you're telling your doctor you want this scan, and 2, they know they're going to profit from it. But that's the big one. We have brochures that you can walk into your doctor and say, I want this scan. I want to see how bad my situation is. Does that answer it?
Yeah, that really does. And I'm sorry about interrupting you. I just
no problem.
That was a question that really came to my mind. Like I said, I know that if somebody like me would walk in and start talking about something medical, me myself, I'd have to go, what is going on with this guy, thinking he knows things? So,
Sure.
But please continue.
But the brochure especially, it gives them the places they can look at the studies and everything. And when you say, I want this scan to see how bad a situation I'm in, the doctor has to listen.
That's perfect.
Now, a compensation program.
Sorry about that.
Pardon me?
Oh, I messed up, but there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now they can also, if they don't want to just service their clients, they can build an organization and create royalty income for life. First off, the practitioner brand partner does get 20% from all the practitioner accounts. But this is where it gets interesting. If you know somebody that would be perfect for for working with doctors and you enroll them, and to be an enroller, it's $70 and you have to have 2 supplements a month, which is $134. And then you can be part of the program and you can get them to service the doctors and you get half of what they do. And it even goes further. If you know somebody that knows people, like for instance, medical device salespeople, and you contact them, then you get 5%, they get 10%, and the person that's working with the doctors gets 20. And if they're doing, let's say, 40,000 a month, you can imagine that 5% grows very quickly. And all products purchased, that I won't get into for a minute. So it really is the practitioner partner. That's the doctor. That's the hospital. That's the sports team. That's whoever is actually reselling the scan or the supplement. The brand partner that is supporting them, they get 20% for everything that the practitioner sells. And then the person above them gets 10%. And then the person above them gets 5%. So again, who do you know that knows somebody that knows somebody? We can go 3 levels here. I would love to have people contact me and say, I know a person in the university that'd love to know about this. Well, we sign you up, then we sign up the person in the university, and then he talks to the doctors. Everybody gets paid very nicely. And then we have senior manager and director, and I'll get into that in a second. And so you learn to duplicate your position and create a team of support, and diversify your efforts, multiply your revenue, and manage the team if that's what you want to do. And the third, 3-step program, retirement with benefits. The manager, once a person have 3 resellers and they're doing 10,000 volume a month, and we showed you how easy that is, then they become a manager. And once that they're making 10 to 40,000 a month. And area director, once now you manager here, you enroll 4 managers, and they're doing all the work, and you're supervising, you've learned a lot, then you're in high 6 figures. And the national director, you roll 6 area directors who have 4 managers each. So there's 24 managers under you, you're in 7 figures. Practitioner brand partner program. Although this position sounds phenomenal, it's not for everybody. That's why we have the 3-tier. If it's not for you, introduce us to the one it is for, and you'll get half of what they do. Now, the other thing we have is a super affiliate. There's 2 ways to build this program, one from the bottom up, and the other one's top down. Super affiliates. These are people that, first off, they have been in business for many years. They usually have been in network marketing. They know what they're doing with building teams. And so the first thing they're going to do is go get 6 area directors, 6 leaders. They're trainers, they're recruiters. And those people are going to get the 24 managers. And those people are going to go out and get the 72 practitioners. And when all this is done, the person could easily be making 7 figures within a year. And all of it strengthens the managers. All these positions have one goal, and that is support the managers that are supporting the practitioners. And the super affiliate, we have many out there. They just need to know about us. And to give you an idea who you're looking for, they usually don't have much time, but they have tremendous amount of connections. They have a lot of people they have plenty of, and allows them to maximize earnings, and we train all their people. And the support training is provided by our team. The goal is to connect the right people in the few posts or calls. And here's my contact information. Again, if you know somebody that knows somebody, we want to talk to you.
All right. This is great. And this is not Les. This works out perfect for somebody who is not quite sure that they can do this, but they can give it a shot. They like to talk. They like to go and do things. They're good at communicating with people, and they don't have to be a professional salesperson. This can be somebody who, let's just say, they can take this as potentially even like a hobby.
Yes.
See how it goes.
Yep.
And then build from there, correct?
Yep. And it's only $70 to get in, and you have to have the endocalyx for the entire blood system, and at least the endogenics or the endobiotics for the stomach, which is $134 a month. So for $70 and $134 a month, first off, you're going to be noticing tremendous difference in yourself. I have a lady that started 2 months ago, and she's now had it for a month and a half. And she says, Les, what should I be looking for? And she said, should I have more energy? And I says, yeah. And she says, I've got that. Mm-hmm. And what is there by any chance that my brain is working better? I says, the fog is gone. She says, man, this works. So
that's exciting to hear. As a guy who, I've suffered, Les, you and I have talked about this quite a bit. Sure. As someone who's suffered with, the back injury and the head injury, hearing about this stuff, we're working on trying to get some in here for me, so I can not just talk about it, but we can be a part of what we do. You can always visit Les's page right here, communitypayitforward.us, Wellness Tech Plus. Once again, Wellness Tech Plus, you can just go in, use our little search bar up top and hit the search bars right here. As everybody can see, you type in Les Simp and it'll come on up. Along with that, when you do that, all of his wonderful, wonderful blogs will also come up. Les, you've been putting out blogs left and right, which is great because it gives people an opportunity to learn even more about it. We're just about out of time here, but you wanted to bring up an event that you've got going on.
Yes, and I'll put the link on. If you have other people, we're going to be having a summit on the 23rd through the 26th, and I'll have a link on it. And one of the things it's going to be talking about is this. I'm going to be presenting on that, and as many people as we can get there would be phenomenal. It's a new technology that basically replaces Zoom under Be Connected. And it's also a business group. So if you want connections to, they have 20,000 members in 115 countries. And so if you want other connections, you'll be introduced to it on the summit.
And they're looking at substantial growth. They're looking at substantial growth here in the next couple months.
Yes,
they're going to be talking to just worldwide networks. Matter of fact, I talked to one of the co-owners today, as a matter of fact. So, and just to let everyone know, pACT eventually, hopefully even next week, is going to be using this program, thanks to my friend Les and another really good friend of mine, Jay. They've introduced me to this program, and we are part of that. But if you guys want to know more about it, I highly suggest getting out to Les and getting in with this thing. We will put all the information on the calendar, the Community Dare to Care events calendar, so you can get a reminder. We'll also put it on our newsletter. If you're not part of our newsletter, just send us an email at Zach, Z-A-K, at communitypayitforward.us, or you can always just send me a text at 970-909-0751 and say, hey, I want to learn more.
Also, Zach, one other thing I'll mention, this is a company, it's 3 years old, but it's being recognized by everybody. And again, it's going to replace Zoom. But if you've ever wanted to invest in Zoom, you actually have an opportunity in this company for as small as $1,100 for one unit, or $5,000 for 5 units. And it could easily produce thousands of dollars a month income as we gain more members. So please contact me about that. And like I said, you can get up to $20,000. And this is going to be closing very soon. But if you ever wanted to wish you could invest in Zoom, you're going to have a chance. And so contact me and I'll give you the directions, but as small as $1,100 will get you a small part in the next Zoom.
All right. And that is, if you want to see more about it, obviously get with Les, get with me, but it's BeConnected with a K.com, BeConnected.com. Just check it out. It's, look, if you like LinkedIn, you're going to love BeConnected because there's not scammers. Okay. Not everybody's trying to sell you something. It is about business. And like I said, it is really cool that they put out videos and everything that you get to see how you can utilize everything. It's very well put together. So we're extremely excited and happy that we met Les and Jay, and they hooked us up with it. And like I said, I got to talk to the co-owners a couple weeks ago with Les, and we're looking to be doing some stuff. And they're going to be part of the program to where, Les and I are trying to work out exactly how that works. But as part of the program, you can help people. So I think that's great. But Les, why don't you go on ahead and give us all of your information?
Okay. Les Simpson, cell phone is 303-579-6881. The easiest way to get my website is the number 7 ways2profit.com instead of having to write out all that. But my email is lsimpson@wellnesstechplus.com, just the way you see it right there. But again, the easiest thing to remember is 7 ways to profit. And then you connect with me either by phone, email, or whatever from that website. That website will also show you the other medical devices that we have exclusive from Germany. So.
Yep. And we look forward to the next show, Les. Thank you very much. As always, very, very entertaining. It did scare me a little bit when he said, you don't want your heart to go above 100. I was like, oh, crap, I was at 133 earlier. So, and that's just when I saw a donut after working out, my heart rate hit 133. But I do greatly appreciate it. Again, Les is a platinum partner. We love having him here. He's going to be here the second Wednesday of every month, bringing on guests and wonderful slides like you just saw. Make sure that you also keep in mind, tell us a little bit about what your wife does, because I know she's an important part of your life, I think.
Sure.
She's also, she's got something that we need to get a hold of her, because with the campaign that we've got going on, May Day, we have a problem. She's somebody who can help us in that.
Right. She's a psychotherapist and clinical nutrition. And Now she really concentrates on Christian, bringing in the power of the Lord to solve problems, mental and emotional and so forth. But she'll also work with conventional, but that is her specialty, is really getting people back in touch with where they came from. And then that heals the heart. And she actually has a book out, Lost and Restored, getting reconnected with the Father. And the one other thing, as far as the book, there is a book that will teach you a lot about the capillary system. It's called Your Capillary Quotient by Carol Merlot. And in fact, Zach has a little bit to tell you there on a promotion that he's doing right now.
We will, if you respond to this video with the word capillary, just because, I want to make you sweat by trying to type it out. But just respond capillary. We will send you, the first person who responds, we will send them a copy of this book so you can take and you can learn more. And you know what? If maybe you don't want to read the book, but I'm pretty sure that if you pass that book on to your doctor, this could be an easy way in. It could be your first paycheck. Think about it that way. So, Les, thank you very much, my friend. As always, very entertaining, very energetic. I love it. So, but we will see you in 1 month as we do this again.
You bet.
All right. Thank you very much, buddy.
Uh-huh.
So that was Les Simpson, 7 Ways to Profit. It always freaks me out when I take and I type up his website, because the first thing I see is 7-way stop profit. And I'm like, did I misspell that? But no, it's 7 ways to profit. Hey, look, I could blame head injury, but I wasn't that smart before the accident. So, I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. So please, again, also make sure that that you check out Les's page on our website. It's full of all kinds of things. You go to this little function right here, and you can watch 3 videos that will tell you more about it. You just take and you click on this, and it gives you a screen, and you can watch 3 more, including another video from Dr. Mark about these wonderful products that Les has. So there's so much more information that you can find if you go to communitypayitforward.us/wellness tech plus. That's wellness tech plus. I want to thank Les again. Wonderful, wonderful information, wonderful stories as always. Look, this guy, he's truly is a great friend, wonderful partner, and we're very, very proud to have him. Another person that we haven't spoken to in a while, but he is come back, and we recorded this video the other day. We were going to play it last week, and then we were going to play it on Friday, and then we were going to play it again, but I couldn't find the video. I don't know how you lose a video, but I lost it. I just found it again. But I am extremely happy to bring back on to the show a great friend of mine, Michael Latone. Michael is going to tell you a little bit more about finding money in small business that was affected by COVID. So this is, as you can see, it's only about 16 minutes. And then I'll be right back. So this is Michael Latone, who's going to help you, Mr. and Mrs. Small Business Owner, recoup some money. Oh, and by the way, and I'm going to bring my mug back on the screen here. By the way, and please understand this. If they do not find you money, they do not get paid. This isn't a scam. They're not the ones that sit there and call you on the phone and tell you, hey, We've been trying to reach you. There's $60,000 waiting for you from the. No, this is legitimate. Okay. We've got a couple people who are working at this. If you've got W-2 employees, if you had any struggles whatsoever during COVID, if you started a business during COVID, any of this, you need to contact one of these people. This is Michael Latone. Great, again, like I said, great friend. And please enjoy this little video. Hey, everybody.
are available to them just for simply applying. And I think better.
Well, I guess this right here proves one reason why we're going to be going to Be Connected, because thank you, Les, for letting me know. Again, you could not hear this interview because they screwed up the settings again. And even though I had already told them, hey, share the audio, they didn't share the audio. And wow, they're not even giving me the option to share the audio now. So I guess we're going to have to share that later. Oh, that's so upsetting. So upsetting. So, but basically what they're talking about there is, if you, as a business owner, small to medium business, if you've got up to 500 employees, you got one employee with a W-2. You started your business during COVID. Your business struggled at all during COVID. No matter if you got PPP, no matter if your internal bookkeeper says, no, we're not, stop. It's a 10-minute phone call. And that 10-minute phone call could lead to $26,000. I mean, yeah, it might only be $5,000. It's $5,000. Somebody gave me $5,000, I would go, I would be a happy person. So, yeah, please, if you are a small business, or if you know a small business, look, as I mentioned before, we've got a couple people who run this program. This program's not going to last forever. Matter of fact, at the beginning of the year, your comparisons on 2020 to 2019 expire. And then the year after that, the ones from 2021, your receipts from 2021 expire. So there is a time limit on it. Will the government extend it? I'm sorry, but if you can guarantee me that the government's going to do anything, well, I'd like to meet you, because you've got more powers than anybody I'm used to. So right now, I want to once again talk about what we are doing. We've got a huge group of businesses that are getting together because, hey, Mayday, we have a problem. In that video, there's something that's very, very scary, and that it's simply 1 suicide every 11 seconds. That, let's be honest. Look, many of us at some point in time have sat there and wanted to give up. We thought life was over. A lot of us, when we were younger, a breakup happens and, oh, that's it. My life's over. I'm never going to be able to, look, there's also a lot of us that can talk ourselves into a point of depression that you can't shake. Not everyone, and I do not mean this in a mean way. So please understand that I'm just saying that, not everyone has the strength to deal with everything. But I do need to assure you of something, okay? If you're listening out there, and one of the purposes of Mayday, we have a problem. Someone, somewhere out in this vast, giant world of ours has experienced a problem similar to yours. I'm not saying exactly like yours. It's never going to be exactly like yours, because you know why? This involves you. That makes it unique. Every problem is unique, but every problem is similar. Does that make it better? No, it doesn't. But that should give you a little bit of hope, because what that does do is it lets you know that there are people out there who can help. And again, that's what we want. That's what we're working for, okay? As many of you guys know, one of the things that we work on every February 22nd is veteran suicide. This is not only veteran suicide, okay? This deals with suicide. This deals with mental illness and depression and all of these things. Let's bring it up. We have to. There are a lot of people, because people are not paying attention to what's going on, there are a lot of people who are getting past and doing very, very bad things. These shootings. I have my own belief on guns. Many of you probably won't like it. So I'm not going to tell you what it is. But the thing about it is this. Regardless on if you put a ban on guns or not, criminals are not going to hand in their guns. If you notice somebody who is going through a problem in their head, outward, physically, don't ever let them walk away without trying to come up with a solution. One of those solutions could be going to the website that is not yet done, but we're working on right now. It's going to be called Mayday or something. We're not even sure on the title yet, but it will be on communitypayitforward.us. It'll be on obsidian.com. It'll be on Z-World Webs. The same link to this website is going to be on there. And what's going to be on it? It's going to be a list to where when you put in things like, we're just going to go single male teenage drinking issue. What it's going to do is it's going to bring up a database of people who have talked to us and said, hey, we want to be part of this. And it's going to be at somewhere that we can send them and they can talk to them immediately and they can at least try to get a little bit of help started. If they need treatment, maybe we can work with them here at Community Pay It Forward to raise the money for the treatment. That's an option. Now, as far as it goes for companies, this is as many companies as we can get involved. Les is a wonderful sponsor of this program. As we've already said, I'm hoping to get Les's wife on to talk about it because we need people. And this is another thing that Les brought up that I think is very important. And it's really going to show our seriousness on this, okay? We are looking for people from all walks of treatment. Les's wife works in religion. Religion can be a very, very, very powerful tool. We want to make sure, regardless of what the person's going through, there's something that's going to be there. Our great friend Kurt Roskoff, he loves talking about inclusion with water skiing. Some of you might be sitting out there saying, well, that's just goofy. You know, what the hell's water skiing gonna? There's going to be somebody else out there that's going to go, what a wonderful idea. That would help me out so much. I would be able to get out. I'd be around people. It would help me do this, 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 and this. This is what we're looking for. We're going to bring in things that all the time I'm not going to agree with. That doesn't matter. This isn't for me. This is for someone out there who needs that. Not saying I don't need that support, because that's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you know what? When we start talking about chemicals, people handing out prescriptions, in which we will, antidepressants and stuff like that, in which we will, because you know what? There are times that's what it's going to take. I may not agree with that very much, but I'm also smart enough to understand that this is what it takes. This is what it needs. Stephanie Samos, who you guys all know and love, the goddess of the grapes, she's going to be with us again next week, for the halfway mark of the wine event. And she's bringing on a couple people already. I mean, we invited her to be part of this program because what we did is we just started throwing names out there. Z and I pitched this idea to Z. Z ran with it and started going, and we've picked up all these companies right now. In the first week, we picked up all these companies and said, and we approached them about this idea, and they were like, we're in. We didn't even have to finish, and they were in. So, and the great thing about this is it's not always going to be this ugly face that's going to be on there. This is going to be all of us doing interviews, playing these interviews, and you're going to hear from different people. You're going to hear different perspectives from different people. This is where it gets exciting. If you know somebody and you want to interview somebody who has something to say about suicide, has a story of victory over suicide, has a story about loss due to suicide, has a way to fight the suicide pandemic, somebody who is a psychiatrist that you know. If you want to sit down and put together a 20 to 30 minute interview, and as long as it goes with our guidelines, our community guidelines, that's the one thing it's got to do. Okay, look, we're all adults here, and I don't mind the occasional F-bomb, whatever it is, but we want to make sure that everyone can play this show for their families, with their family in the car. That's how important we are taking this. Said it a million times. Are we going to save one person every 11 seconds? Not if we don't start working on this. If we don't start working on this, we have no chance. Am I blaming somebody in which I just kind of thought of this. To me, it almost seems like I'm trying to blame somebody because they didn't take and say, hey, these individuals, I noticed that this guy ate his breakfast cereal this morning with his left hand instead of his right hand. He's going crazy. That's not what I'm saying. But you know what? If you can watch somebody and if you see them start to get real fidgety, we've talked about suicide quite a bit. There are a couple things that suicide people with suicidal thoughts. There are a couple things that they do that are tells. Okay. A lot of them are also the people who get cancer diagnoses. You'll see them start giving away everything that they own, everything that they love, because they've got it in their mind. They're not long for this earth. They want it to go where they want it to go. Okay? It's very, very hard to be happy about the way that things are going in this country right now. If you're on the left, there's nothing the right does that can make you happy. If you're on the right, the left is insane. They're talking about... I think I just upset my ghost. Oh, great. Now here comes the dog. But anyway, there's a lot of contention in this world right now. We need to watch that. I'm just going to come out and say it. We need to watch this. Your politicians, okay, the ones that you think, and I'm not going left, right, any of this. Your politicians, if you're a staunch Democrat, if you're a staunch Republican, stop living on what they say. Use your head. They're not right. They're never, ever 100% right. Ever. Okay? Stop living on someone else's dream. Let's work together to make sure that we're taking care of people. If you see somebody who is suffering, it doesn't mean it's going to cost you money. It just doesn't. Look, you can see somebody in the grocery aisle that's just had it with the day. They're just sitting there going, I'm done. Smile. Don't even have to say a word. For me, that's kind of hard because I talk all the damn time. But, I'll go through the line and I'll have cookies and candy and laundry detergent. And then I'll stop before she's ringing it up and I'll grab a Diet Pepsi just, to watch my girlish figure. And because, I am a Diet Pepsi hound. No, Diet Pepsi does not sponsor this company at all. Damn it. I really should have stock in this stuff, though. That's for sure. But they don't. But saying little jokes like that. I don't have to know somebody to talk to them and ask them, just BS with them a little bit. Somebody doesn't look like you. Somebody is looking like they're having a problem. Hell, somebody breaks down. I know it's a dangerous world. But if you if you can, let's stop. Let's help take care of them. I remember trying to fit an entire family of like 6 in a very small Dodge Dakota. I fit them in my truck to get them to a gas station because their truck simply ran out of gas. They misjudged and they simply ran out of gas. And we took the entire family on this trip just to get gas. I brought them back and got them that. I could have passed them. They would have had to walk with a stroller. They would have had to walk all this other stuff, for maybe only 2.5, 3 miles. Not a big deal. Sure the hell was a big deal to them when I stopped. We picked up, we put the gas in. They were able to start their vehicle and drive to the gas station. I don't know how many of you guys have ever walked with the kid, but walking with the kid that, we almost there. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So, or a big fat guy, because we do that too. Are we almost there? I'm watching the numbers count today when it was getting to a mile. I remember looking at 6, 0.6, and I'm like going, what the hell? Did this thing stop working? What's going on here? So, but yeah, it's just, there's simple things that we can always do. Like, look, my co-host is here. Say hi, baby girl. Say hi. So, but there are so many things that we can do to try to help people. And it's so simple, like I always tell people, if you have an extra hoodie, throw that hoodie in your car. Okay. Why? Elements, cold weather, hell, overexposure to your skin. It's dangerous. And it doesn't matter if you're white, black, orange with purple polka dots. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian, Muslim. It doesn't matter if you're a king or a queen. None of that stuff matters. What matters is we're all human beings. And you know what? The exposure to the elements can kill you. Hunger can kill you. So when you make a little bit too much for dinner, throw it in the old hillbilly Tupperware, take it out, hand it out to somebody. Very, very simple to do. Very simple to do, but very meaningful for someone. It's these small things that really, really can make a huge difference. We're also working to support with Mayday We Have a Problem, wonderful organizations that we'll be bringing on that really make a difference for people in certain circumstances. One of them is Hope Advanced. It's actually kind of funny that the splat mat that I took a picture of with there, that's now on my wife's craft table. She uses it for she uses it to for all of her projects with that would make a mess in other things. So, but she uses it to take and they're very, very cool. I love splat mat. We've also got one of the relax mats, which is really good on your feet, but unfortunately, it's under our dog's dishes because, you know, they're messy. They're dogs. I take over the son, I think, you know, the foster son. He tends to make quite a bit of a mess too. So, but I think it's because he likes it. So, well, I'm pretty sure he likes it. Again, we want to tell you one more time, and I'm going to play the commercial right here real quick. There's many ways that you can get involved with with our program, with Mayday, We Have a Problem. The biggest way is to go online or contact me. Contact me is probably a better way. Go online. Good God. But contact me and say, hey, look, and we've got a QR code that's going to be coming out on Friday's show, where you can go in and you can participate. You can turn in a video that you've done, or you can donate to us. What are the donations going to be used for? Very simple. Okay. A portion of the donations are going to go to Community Dare to Care. They're going to help us out. Community Dare to Care. If you don't know, if you haven't heard about it, what we do is we take in donations from people from around wherever. They give us donations of clothes, housewares, furniture, things like that. We feel it is our duty to give them right back without a charge, because they're not ours. We didn't pay for them. So we give them right back to people who truly need. Because you know what? Well, you've got some really, really good thrift stores. Some just really aren't. It's just the truth of it. I'll flat out say it. Habitat for Humanity is one of the best places in the world. I support Habitat for Humanity. We went out and bought a bathroom sink because I know where that money's going. I'm not going to say the ones that don't. I'm not that kind of guy. But we're not a thrift store. We're look, I got injured. We didn't get a paycheck. School started. I don't have school supplies. Has somebody donated any school supplies? We'll say, why, yes, they have. What do you need? Come and get it. Or, my daughter's growing like a weed. We need new clothing. We don't get paid for a month. Can you help? Yes, we can. There's only one thing that we ask. When you are done with said item, if there is still life in that particular item, all we ask of you is please make sure that it goes to someone else directly. Not goes to a thrift store, not goes to a yard sale, none of that stuff. Just make sure it goes to somebody else who needs it. Pay it forward. So that's pretty much what it is. So it's just about paying it forward. So our vision is to have a building built or rented, whatever, where we can continue this mission and people can come in and they can help us. We can hire people who with special needs or veterans to help us sort, to help us hang, to help us stock these places. We also want to have a computer room to help people with resumes. Secret closed booths to where people can go and talk to someone if they're feeling helpless. They can get into a booth and they can go and call somebody with a little bit of telehealth. Have it to where, have a space to where hopefully we can get doctors to come in every once in a while. Maybe Christ Clinic, who is someone that we work with. Maybe they can come in every once in a while and they can help people. They can say, hey, we're going to be at the stand-up center on this day. We're also going to have a place where people can repair their bikes, their tents, their sleeping mattresses, their air mattresses with donated items. It's a huge, huge dream. It's not going to be cheap and it's not going to be easy because once again, we're not asking for people to pay for these things. If somebody wants to come in and they say, you know what, here I've got, I took all this stuff. I've got $5. Here you go. We gladly accept it, but we don't charge for these items. We will be announcing within the next week, in the middle of next month, May, we will have one of our stand-up centers, our stand-up weekends, where we will take all of our donations and put it out in our yard and ask people to bring donations in. And if you need donations, come and pick them up. We'll be asking people to, if you can donate cash, please come in and donate cash. If you need something, come and pick it up. We flat out, it's here for you. It's here for you. We want you to have it. The people who donated it to us knew that we were going to give it to you, and they want you to have it. So please, if you know somebody who's in need, have them watching next week when we announce exactly when this is going to happen. Like I said, it is going to be the second or the third week in May. What it is it's going to be a couple short days. We'll probably have hot dogs, soda, and other things there that you can come and enjoy with your family. Talk to us a little bit more about this program. Get involved and see what it's all about. We're still looking to get our 501c3 in Community Dare to Care. Dare to Care, at one point in time, we were giving away 300 food boxes every Christmas and Thanksgiving. Due to the retirement of my parents, we no longer can do that right now, but you can help us get back to there. We really want to make this happen again. We need to get back to where this was. Last year was horrible for this family because we couldn't do it last year. I don't ever want to go through that again. We want to make sure that, you know what, we are here for people when times are tough. We need your help. So I implore for you to tune in next week when we do first off, when hopefully I'm able to play the videos again and you can hear them. You're going to get to see Be Connected. If I get it done right. You're going to see more about it, as Les and I were talking about earlier, and what it's all about. Plus, you can find out more information about Mayday We Have a Problem and the stand-up weekend. Okay, everybody. Well, I'm looking at the time. So here, once again, please, if you have a QR scanner, grab it. Okay. There's a QR code on here on this video that can really help you out. And if you are looking to join the show, if you want to come in and talk about anything that you got going on, this little QR code can get you on one of our programs. But hopefully you have your QR scanner, because here we go. And of course, there's no damn QR code on that. I could have swore there was. Okay, well, still, scan this one. It is a QR code, I think. All right, folks, that's it for me. This has been a rough show on my end. It's a good thing we had Les on with us, because, you know, Les saved our lives. He was at least able to speak and do things properly. Thank God for that. My name is Zach Clayton. Please love your somebody out there, because somebody loves you. And remember, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. Join me on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time for Community Impact. Not quite sure what's going to be on there, but something will be there. I hope. Hopefully you can hear it too.
Stepping out of her fear, bring me home. Out alone, you show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.